Jay, what's the the mood of the team right now? Some tough losses, obviously. You got some tough games coming up. How are you guys feeling at this point?
Feeling just trying to figure stuff out. Trying to find ways to get back on the right path. That's take time, take practice. And I think the big thing about this situation is you don't have that much time to figure things out. You just got to go keep it going every day. And that's what we're doing. We're just trying to figure stuff out. I think we'll be fine.
In looking at the film of these past 3-4 games, taking the ball game out of it, obviously with the losses, have you found any common themes in these losses? Things that you guys were not doing in the second half that allowed your opponents to, kind of pull away and beat you guys?
Just getting stops, consistent stops. We get them at certain times in the game, but when really good check time of the game, we can't find ways to string along 2 or 3 stops. That's 2 or 3 stops away from being on the right track. I think when we start getting the stops and things like that, we'll start closing out games.
Is it a mindset, or is it something technically that you guys aren't doing right when you're talking about defense and getting stops?
Mindset.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing defensive drills and things like that for so long that it's not stuff we're not doing. It's just a mindset. You just gotta lock in and say the team not scoring, and close the possession with a rebound.
You guys, there's guys in the team in the rotation. You weren't part of the team last year, obviously, but who went through a lot of tough losses, close losses early in the Big East season. Found a way to bounce back and get into the tournament. Now, obviously, it's very early, but have you learned anything from those guys that they've been talking about? Like, hey, we went through this last year. We got to keep our nose to the grindstone.
Those are the guys that's pulling us through because I haven't been through it. Something new for me, but the guys who went through it, you can tell they've been through it, and you can tell they know what to do to overcome the situation. So all the new guys or younger guys are just listening and trying to perform when needed. But those guys who went through it are all big helps to what we're trying to overcome.
You got off to such a big start in Big East play. The numbers have gone down a little bit since. Do you think that's been more of a case of teams really starting to scheme for you now specifically on the defensive end, or you had some foul trouble, I know too, that's kind of bouncing in and out? Where do you feel your offensive game is right now?
I think it's almost the same. Teams do know now, but nothing has really changed. I still get the same looks that I get on the offensive end. But I think if I stay out of foul trouble thing, I'll be more consistent number-wise and just help my team out. But nothing has changed really. I still get the same looks at this point.
Have you gotten used to playing much bigger players than you probably played at JUCO?
I'm used to it now because I know that's what I got to do. I knew I was getting my mind ready coming into the season that I knew I was going to have to match up against bigger guys. So I'm pretty used to it as of right now.
But you can give them different looks depending on whether Otule or Gardner is playing. You can play the 3 or the 4.
Right, and that helps me out. It helps our team out. But if those guys get in foul trouble or things like that, I slide over to the 5, and I'm pretty used to it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Jay is correctly right what he said to you guys earlier. We got to find a way, in the crunch times and make clutch plays on the defensive end. I think that's allow us to make easier plays on the offensive end if we set our tone on the defensive end. And by knowing that, if we get stops, we know we'll have a better chance of winning the game.
Your mindset right now as a team, you've lost some close games, obviously games in the second half. It's kind of similar to the way the Big East season started for you guys last year, and you being one of the guys that went through that. Can you talk about what you're sharing with the younger guys on the team about how, it looked pretty bleak for you guys early on last year, and all of a sudden you make the tournament with a strong run at the end? Can you talk about what you're telling these young guys about that?
I'm telling the young guys, just stay into it. We still got 10 games left in regular season, so we got enough time. But it comes to a point in time that we got to get it. We got to get it now. And I think, we got up early this morning and we're working on a lot of things that I think is going to help our team. We just got to have a mindset. I think, we've been playing, pretty well headed in. We've been playing good at 34 minutes, 33 minutes in the game, but those last 6 minutes has been killing us, and I think we just got to get focus in on the defensive end.
The Syracuse team, what have you seen of them on tape so far?
I know they're a real good transition team because of their zone. their zone allows them, to break out and get easy points in transition, which I think they do a real good job of that. They have tremendous long athletic guys in the zone, so I think that causes problems for a lot of teams. I think what you have to do is get behind the zone and create easier shots for yourself and control them in transition.
How do you think you guys have done in general overall against zones this year?
I think we have settled a lot on jump shots and zones. That's what zones want us to take. And I think we've been selling way too much on shooting jumpers. I think we have to make the ref, make a call, get to the rim, get an easier shot in the mid-range, something, make it easier on us so we won't have to settle on jump shots.
Obviously, teams this year, at this point of the season, are fighting for any win they can. Syracuse comes in losing 3 in a row. You guys have lost a couple in a row. Does that make them any more of a dangerous team, the fact that they go from number 3 in the country to all of a sudden losing 3 games in a row?
I think every team is dangerous in the Big East, but Syracuse, I know they're going to come in ready to play. They lost 3 games straight, and they were the number 3 team, just a couple days ago. So I know they're going to be ready to play, and we have to match their intensity.
People tend to evaluate players based on the box score. It seems like your role has expanded a lot over last year. You're playing more defense. You're playing, you have more ball handling responsibilities. Comment about your role this year versus last.
I think my role from last year was last year. I didn't really know what I was going to be last year. I didn't even know I was going to play last year. But I think I just fed off guys like Zara, Jimmy, Mo, and QB, who found me on open shots, and my job was to knock it down or create for others at at the end of the shot clock or whenever I found myself getting the easy basket. I think for me this year, I do have more responsibility. Being a junior here, I got to defend better players, and I put the blame on me sometimes. In certain games that we did lose, my man ended up getting an open shot or hitting a shot with my hand in his face. So I take the blame for most of those games. So I think I gotta step it up too on the defensive end. It's gonna help us win games.
How tough is that though to be one of the focal points on offense, and then all of a sudden have to turn around and guard usually the best guy on the perimeter on the other side for 35 minutes a game, though, night in and night out?
It takes a lot of wear and tear on your body. It's been hard for me to just lay down in bed some nights because my body's just been so sore. But it's something I have to do. I gotta step up and take the challenge, and I have to start doing it now.